Welcome, Gemini. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm going to do a general reading for June 2025. This reading has no specific life area. We'll just see what the cards want to tell us. And yeah, I'm going to use the Runic Tarot for the reading and the Witch's Tarot for clarifying. So let's get started here. Okay. What's going on? Let's see. Okay, we've got the current situation for our Gemini. Let me move that out of the way. The Hermit. Some of you are in discovery mode. Past influence. Six of Pentacles. Present influence. Four of Pentacles. The negative. Two of Swords. Positive. Ooh, Eight of Cups. What you don't see is the Page of Cups. What to look for, King of Cups. And unexpected, Tower, challenge. Eight of Pentacles. Future influence is the Nine of Wands. Okay, that makes sense. And outcome. Oh, nice. Two of Cups. Where does this lead? The Star. Four of Wands. I'm going to leave it right there. Devil's at the bottom of the deck. So I would say this is something, so it makes sense with the Devil being at the bottom of the deck. Think of the Devil as an energy that you're stuck on, attached to. It can be thoughts, it can be a person, it can be, an addiction. But I feel like for you, it's more of a thought. And I'll tell you why. With the Hermit being in the current situation, the Hermit's all about being on a search, on a discovery, taking time out for yourself to go see what's happening. And I feel like with that Devil card at the bottom of the deck, it makes complete sense. Like this is something that you are stuck on, attached to again, but you're trying to find your way out of it. Okay. So that's what I feel like with the Hermit. The Hermit's all about that discovery. Most decks, he has a lantern, making a discovery. I don't hear very many people talk about that. The Hermit has his light shown on something. Can be a snake, but it's not always. So, and I like that it's not always, because we can't always discover something bad. It can just be discoveries about ourselves, you know? And sometimes we need to do that. The Six of Pentacles is the past influence. So this was something I feel like you had felt like you reached a certain point in a situation. It feels kind of like relationship, because we got the Two of Cups, King of Cups, Page of Cups down here at the bottom of the reading. And you felt like things were like at a certain point. Well, for some reason, and I'm not going to clarify because everybody's going to be different. This has put you into a discovery mode. And maybe because it's reached a pivotal time, is this going to keep me going? Also, it can be too, with that Devil card, is, I know I have some bad habits that I need to change or get through. And that's kind of what your discovery is. The Four of Pentacles, though, I do like. Now, again, this is kind of a stuck card too, or it can be. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on to things. It can be about money, saving money. It can be about holding on too tightly to a situation. Again, we have the Devil, which is, again, addiction, which is attachments. This can also be that. And what I feel like this is in the present influence, which leads to your situation, is you kind of taking inventory on everything that you have in front of you. And I feel like it has to, again, back to that Six of Pentacles. You have felt like something came to a point where it feels like you've reached a time in your relationship or situation where you now I don't know, it's kind of like a level up. Um, but the Four of Pentacles, you're reassessing it. What all do I have in front of me? And that's what you're searching for. So these cards kind of coincide. Well, they always do to some degree, because they're the same time, current situation with the present influence. This is the energy that's influencing you to take a deeper look, because I feel like you go, well, I got all of these things. I've got the situation has everything I think it needs. So now what? What's there's something in your head that's making you search further. Here's the problem. The Two of Swords is in the negative. There must be something you're stalled on and you're not making a decision. Now I'm almost thinking, so the Six of Pentacles could be like someone offering you a committed relationship, offering you a job, offering you something. Because the Six of Pentacles can be about offers. The Two of Swords is you being in a position where you're not making a decision. You don't know what to do. This will hold you back. This will keep you stuck. What's interesting though is I find, like with the Eight of Cups being in your positive energy, you know exactly what you need to do. You know what's not serving you here. Now, you may not know what the thing is with the Eight of Cups, you don't necessarily know what the future is going to bring. You know that you need to move on in a direction. So, being that this is the positive, that you know you need to move on, this Two of Swords becomes a little bit more stressful to you, because you know you need to make that decision, but you're not. And that's why, again, back to the Hermit, you're really trying to make sure that you're a little bit in your head. You're really trying to make sure that you make the right choice here. So there's a lot of evaluation happening. With the Page of Cups and what you don't see, there is some kind of offer. So I think of the Page of Cups, okay, as a message or an offer or a gift coming in, and it usually is something on the emotional side, something that feels good. So what you're not seeing here is that there's the other side of the Six of Pentacles cares, whether this is work or love or anything, that there is someone in your situation that really does care. And you don't know this and you don't see this yet. And this is why the King of Cups, I believe, is in what to look for. It's looking for that, looking for those people around you that care for you, whether it's a king or a queen. And it doesn't matter if it's feminine or masculine or male or female. That's not the point. It's, but it is someone that has, a maturity for sure. But this is, you know what, look for that. Look for that emotional strength, the emotional, someone that brings you emotional strength, emotional positive things. And I feel like it's saying, like, look for that. It could be in someone in your now. And it probably is, because otherwise I don't think, yeah, I think this is someone you know. So, because I feel like it's whatever this Six of Pentacles is. So it's definitely someone you know. The Tower is in your unexpected. So there is a change, and we will clarify this Tower to see if we can get any more information on what's changing. What's this shift of energy? Keep in mind the Tower can be a complete and utter change, something completely crashing and starting over. It can be an energy shift. I look at it too, like sometimes I see the Tower as an earthquake, where sometimes an earthquake will happen and a tower can come completely down. But the earth shifts in an earthquake where the energy can shift. It is the tower is always an unexpected. It's not something you're expecting to happen, but it does. You don't see it coming. And even more so with it being in the unexpected, you're really not expecting this change. So what is this Tower for our Gemini in unexpected? What is this Tower? What is the Tower, please? Karma, which is judgment. The High Priestess. Four of Wands. Okay, so that feels to me like this could be very positive, actually. So it's a renewal. There's a renewed commitment coming in, and it is something that you will be celebrating. So this shift in energy is good. The renewal comes in, there is a commitment or an understanding, even if it's not a committed thing like shaking the hand, signing the contract, but it is a mutual understanding of celebrating a situation together. And again, it doesn't have to be love. It can be work. It can be family. It can be anything, really. So this tower is a good shift in energy, because right now nothing's happening. And when nothing's happening and you're stuck and you don't make that decision and you're in that hermit mode, sometimes you need the tower. The tower is a gift, when we're not, when the universe says, oh, you're not headed in the right direction, we need to change that. And it comes in and changes things for you. It's kind of a um, very spiritual card, actually. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the challenge. Now, this is not going to be easy, because we have Eight of Pentacles in the challenge with the Nine of Wands. Excuse me, my nails. Nine of Wands in the future influence. Eight of Pentacles, the challenge is staying focused, continuing to want to grow, to learn more. I feel like with that tower, you may feel like, oh, I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to figure anything out. The Eight of Pentacles is saying, stay focused, stay in a mode of learning and mastering something that you're working on, getting to know a person, doing the healing. Eight of Pentacles is a mastery card. So it could be about, but it's within yourself. It's something you're doing. So it can be about healing. It can be about mastering a skill at work or school, or and staying focused on a project that you're working on, even if it's not necessarily just, like trying to, I don't know, finish a piece of art or anything. So, but that's what you're struggling with, is keeping that focus. And the cards are asking you to recognize that. The cards aren't asking you to necessarily change, but they are asking you to recognize these things of what's happening around you. We have the Nine of Wands in the future influence, which is, it feels hard right now. Like there's something here that still feels heavy and hard. I feel like this changes with the tower, um, but I don't feel like it's over. I feel like there's still work. I do feel like it ends in a really good way, but you know, um, when we are going after something that we really want and something that's really important to us, it's not always easy. That's the Nine of Wands. It's that, oh, I just don't know if I can do this anymore. And yes, you can, because it's the Nine of Wands, but you might be feeling tired, basically, not feeling like you want to keep working at something. However, the outcome is the Two of Cups. I'll clarify this, but I do feel like this is, whatever's happening here is, it's bringing you closer to somebody. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening, is it's coming in, it's closer. You'll have a better relationship, no matter what kind of relationship this is. And but it is all coming from all of the things that you're doing. As long as you get, and you will with that tower, you'll get out of that Two of Swords, not making a choice. And I feel like that will bring you closer to somebody. Let's clarify that Two of Cups. Can it give us more information on this? I think you would know who this is. I do, just because this whole reading is about that person. And it could be work, though. Okay, so for those of you who are having something happen at work, or thinking about something at work, this could be exactly that. So in the case where it's not necessarily a person, you are getting closer to, it could be a relationship with yourself, but understanding, getting a better idea on what you need to do as well. So when we develop a closer relationship with someone, we know what we need to do, what our part is of that relationship, right? What's the contract here? Because it is, relationships are kind of contracts in a sort. Um, but this also can be the same thing, like you're realizing what you need to do to level up at work, or do whatever it is that you're looking for with this Six of Pentacles in the past influence. Tell me more about this Two of Cups for our Gemini. Four of Cups, Queen of Wands, and the Six of Swords. This is something that you've been searching for. Four of Cups is kind of having a dream. Dreaming about something that maybe, might be overreach, but not feeling satisfied until you get it. The Queen of Wands is actually being satisfied, going after something. The Queen of Wands is very energetic and very motivated. So I feel like this is something that you really, really want. And you're going after it with the Six of Swords. So this is something that you've been heading towards, okay? Six of Swords is about leaving something behind and going towards something. Eight of Cups, you've left something behind, you're going towards something. These are two very similar cards in the respect that I feel like the Eight of Cups is more, um, it's on an emotional level where and spiritual, where the Six of Swords to me is more real, more getting in that boat and going, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going here. So I feel like this is what you're headed towards. And so you've been thinking about this. It's not long, it's not short lived. You then, where does this lead? It leads to the Star followed by the Four of Wands. So when I see the Star at the ending of any reading, this is kind of where exactly you're on the right path. You're on the right path for your own destiny. This is exactly where you need to be going. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel right. You're headed in the right direction. It gives you a lot of hope, and we always need hope, right? That's what we need. And the Four of Wands, though, is back to that celebration, coming together, celebrating. And to me, this Four of Wands is more about the coming together than it is about the celebration part of it. Celebrating a partnership, having that discussion, embracing what's been happening with this situation. And I feel like it just really leads to this is really positive, because the Four of Wands to me here is once you can really understand the situation or the relationship, you have a very good chance of it moving forward and it to continue to grow. I'm not talking very well. So I do feel like it's very positive. What is our advice? What is advice for Gemini? Eight of Swords. So if you're feeling stuck, which the Hermit, because the Hermit can feel stuck because you're not moving, you're searching, but it's not like this forward movement. But Eight of Swords, especially in this deck, asks you, why are you stuck? Right? Is there anyone really holding those swords? Or are you just imagining it? And if it's in your head, let it go. Try to. And if you really are stuck, then you need to, again, ask questions, figure out, the real way to get out. But I feel like it's more asking you to dig a little deeper. Why am I really stuck? Again, you're in the hermit mode anyway. And I think that this will definitely come to pass. Also, for some of you, though, it could be don't allow yourself to get stuck. So if there is something brewing here with that Tower and an offer or anything coming in with this Page of Cups, um, and it feels a little interesting, and I mean interesting maybe and you're kind of wondering if it's true, ask the questions. Don't let yourself get stuck in a situation that you don't understand. So that, I feel like that can be it. Is there anything else our Geminis need to know? Three cards. Five of Wands, Two of Wands. Well, if you're feeling the frustration, the Five of Wands frustration, feeling like there's some kind of competitiveness, almost kind of there's some anger here with this Five of Wands that you might be really frustrated with the situation. However, with the Two of Wands following that, you're going to be planning your next moves, how to move forward, how to, what to do next. The Two of Wands is all about the plan. And the Fool, there is definitely something new coming in. It will feel refreshing. So the Fool to me isn't always about taking a leap of faith, but I always think young. And it feels like that refreshing, kind of innocent new beginning where it's not all planned out. It's not necessarily, um, if you're like in this Two of Swords, right, you're not making a decision. The Fool is that jump in. I'm just going to go. I'm going to do it. Not overthinking it, just allowing a new beginning to happen. And I think you're going to do that. And that's why you have the Star there too. I mean, the Star is all about having that faith. And so there you have it, Gemini. That's your reading for June 2025. Hey, please hit that thumbs up button. especially if it resonates. But even if you're enjoying the content, it's always much appreciated. Take care. Have a beautiful day.